G'day folks. I'm going to have a quick look at a birth certificate, and I will put one up. I found one online that someone's put up, so I'll just use it. Let's go and have a look at a birth certificate. This one is from New South Wales, and I'll just point out the surname there, Heaton, fully capitalised. Other names, James, not capitalised. Go down to parent of child, father surname, Heaton, fully capitalised. Other names, Richard Howarth, not capitalised. Mother's surname, Heaton, fully capitalised. Mother's maiden surname, Dawson, fully capitalised. Other names, Jane. So just confirmation that they are following the in these New South Wales birth certificates, they're following the style and form that ASIC is using. Now, I know that they're doing that in New South Wales. I know that they're doing it in Victoria. I believe they're doing it in a number of other Australian states. I believe in South Australia they're capitalising the surname and the given names, and I believe in Western Australia they may be capitalising none. So I just want to be clear on this. I was not saying that the absolute evidence that a family name is the name of a corporation is in the full capitalisation of the surname. That is additional evidence, supporting evidence. Okay? In and of itself, it's not essential. Whether the family surname is capitalised or not capitalised, it is the name of a corporation. We establish that, capitalised or not, we establish that a family name is the name of a corporation. If we go back to what we said were the elements and evidence of the existence of a corporation, it was a group of people with a common purpose and a common name. And as I've said many times now, a group of people with a common purpose, that's always been what a family was. It's the introduction of the common name that completes the triumvirate that evidences a corporation. Okay? And it doesn't matter whether that name is capitalised or not capitalised. It's just that ASIC has a system where they do capitalise corporate names. And so where they've gone to the trouble of capitalising a family name and not capitalising a given name, that is evidence that ASIC deems a family name to be the name of a corporation. And other jurisdictions might have followed the style and form that ASIC is using, or they may not. So the family name doesn't need to be capitalised to evidence a corporation. It's a corporation just by being a family name. Capitalised, not capitalised, doesn't matter. It is a corporation, just that simple. The capitalisation is just additional evidence where they acknowledge that they capitalise corporate names. Okay, and if you go back to the royal birth records, the maiden surnames of the mothers were capitalised. So I think a similar system is in operation in the United Kingdom. But you might find different states, counties, like in Wales and Scotland, it may be different to what's done in England and Ireland. You know, in the States, you may find different states have different ways of doing things. In any event, the surname is always the name of a corporation. Okay? I do want to now juxtapose this birth certificate against another document that I found online, which is a New South Wales baptism certificate, I'll say, for want of a better word. Now you'll note that this has got the seal of the Registry of Births, Deaths and Marriages, just like that the birth certificate we've just looked at had. And it is for New South Wales, so it's the same state. Okay? I just want to point out, and this is, the ceremony was performed by the Church of England. If you look at the very bottom box in that table on the screen, by whom the ceremony was performed, Charles III, Brigstoke, Church of England. So that's the Church of England that performed this baptism. If we go to the child's details, child, Christian name, Eliza. No surname in sight. Go down to the parents' details, father, George Bliss, and Bliss is capitalised. Mother, Sarah Bliss, and Bliss is capitalised. But As far as the Church of England's concerned, who did they baptise? Did they baptise Eliza Bliss into the church, or did they baptise Eliza into the church? I'd say the document is clear. They baptised Eliza into the church. In the book of Revelation, I think it says that on Judgment Day, the Lamb's Book of Life will be opened, and those whose names appear in the book will gain entry to heaven and forgiveness of their sins, and those whose names do not appear in the book will not gain entry to heaven. What name will be in the Lamb's Book of Life, do you think? Will Eliza Bliss be in the Lamb's Book of Life, or Eliza? Is God recognising surnames? Given that I've stated previously that surnames do not appear, the concept of surnames did not exist in biblical times, and no one in the Bible has a surname, and the surname is the name of a corporation. Well, what's a corporation? Well, it's imaginary. You can't shake hands with the Bliss family. You can shake hands with a representative of the Bliss family, like George or Sarah or Eliza, but you can't actually shake hands with the Bliss family because it doesn't exist. It's a concept. It's a mental construct, a fiction of law. I don't think fictions will be in heaven. Okay? I think you'll find that if you've been baptised, if you're a believer, if you're hoping that your name will be found in the Lamb's Book of Life on Judgment Day, I think you need to be aware that the name you want to be looking for does not include the surname, because the surname is not your name, as I've said many times. Food for thought, and I'll leave that with you folks. Okay, bye.